Right, staying with Wirral Metropolitan Borough Council. Okay, in Birkenhead, upon the Wirral, Merseyside. Now this is a response to an appeal that was put to the appeal court. Hey! And does that appeal court like to take chances and play mind games with people? Now then, they dismissed both these cases for an appeal. Oh, but it's on your TV that they're interested in appeals. They overrule this and they overrule that, and it's in the newspapers. Yes, but what happens behind closed doors? Oh yes, throw a bit of approved appeals out. Eh? Just to make people think that they're doing their job. That's how it is. That's how it is with all government organisations. It makes people think, oh yeah, they're doing their job, yeah, they're upright, they're good, and so on and so forth, until they come actually to them and they find that, oh dear, I've just had a shock. And so it is that an awful lot of the time, not all the time, but an awful lot of the time, we have to fight and be willing to fight these blackguards. Corruption is throughout the system. We shouldn't become disheartened, though we will become disheartened. And this is what the system wants. They want us to be disheartened, so we give up. They don't want us commoners challenging the system. Oh, they'll fight hand and tooth and nail. They'll fight. You get the letters through the door and oh, you know, this is impossible. I'm getting nowhere fast, but you continue on. But if you need to seek help of others to strengthen your hand, do so. Never give up until it's totally and utterly impossible. Never give up the fight. There are times that you want to just give up the fight. Buggers. Okay. Let's go off. Oh. And it's always throwing the law back into their court. Please cite the law that disqualifies me. It's no good, you see, people saying, oh, I reject you, but what law? What law? You are a law officer. A judge is a law officer. An officer of the law. He dispenses the law. He upholds the law. Defends the law. Is paid to do so. And he's supposed to be full of integrity. So, I come back to them. Please cite the law. I'm not going to argue with them. No. Please cite the law. You're supposed to be a representative of the law. You're not supposed to go outside of the law. The law is your job. The law is you. You should be speaking the law as we speak the law to you. But you more so. Always come back. Cite the law. We've cited it here. Please cite the law that disqualifies me from an appeal. In particular to the law that states that a district judge can override a QC of the High Court in the case of the High Court finding for me in the matter of Wirral Metropolitan Borough Council gross negligence. And how it is that a defendant, in the case of the local government ombudsman, can cast away with the permission of the Court of Appeal, Lord Donaldson's duty of care for that of Stovin and Wise. The latter having nothing to do with duty of care, and again duty of care cast out and approved as being so by the Court of Appeal, unless the Court of Appeal can prove otherwise, that its verdict does not conclude that non-duty of care overrides duty of care, making duty of care academically and getting up there practically to be dismissed from statute. And so no one owes any due diligence rather, and duty of care to any. So the appeal court states in its verdict that finds again for Stovin v. Wise. Is this the state of what this country has come to? That even the second highest court in the land has abandoned social community duty of duty of care. Alright, before we send it off, that it is every dog and bitch for themselves and sod society, sod statutes, sod the country. Who would ever have thought that we should come to such a day and time as this, when the courts favour and support criminal acts, except if they are to be published in the tabloids and on the media. This country is now lost since courts have gone around overruling one another, and I can see why QC Wright retired after seeing what is going on. The only lawful judge I have ever come across up here. I have had a wild flinging arms of Deputy District Judge Powell, oh aye, she was the one, you know, Birkenhead County Court, who became so mad for no other reason than I beat the defendants' arguments, that even the defendants ran out of the court in fear of what would come next from this judge, as the judge raged, was in a right old temper, and because, again, I beat the defendants' arguments. I still await an apology from the judge and from this court, both admitting gross misconduct in public office. The common thing up here in the north, and probably around the country. What a state we have reached when the courts approve of evil, and their own kind sitting upon benches. I ask you to be so kind as to re-examine the papers that I have sent, and to consider and bear in mind the fact that the law states that District Judge Hennessy cannot overrule QC Wright of the High Court, that DJ Hennessy has exceeded her powers, ultra verse, and so her setting aside of the judgment of QC Wright cannot stand, and anything DJ Hennessy has to say does not have any power of law. Integrity and manliness has certainly fled the house of righteousness. Evil now sits upon the throne of dismissiveness towards the law. Yours faithfully, down, etc. At the end of the day, the correspondence will be published on the internet. Justice demands it, even though there is clearly no justice in the courts. So the courts tell me. Sad. It is sad. It's absolute criminality up here. And I'm sick of hearing of people up here in the north standing outside courts protesting against the verdicts of the courts. Now there's going to be some And there always has been some. People falling out with the courts because the verdict didn't go my way. Yeah, but when you examine what these claimants are crying about, the claimants are at fault themselves. They're at fault themselves. That's understandable that the courts have ruled against them, but when the claimant has fully evidenced their cases, and the courts just say, oh, chuck it out, can we get rid of this? Just like Judge Hennessy here. She has no right. No right, no power. She has no power in overriding a QC. But why did she do it? Why? That's the question. Why did a district judge overrule a high court judge, knowing that she could not overrule, but took the claimant and persuaded the claimant that she had power to overrule? What a wicked judge is that? Why did the judge do that? What is in it for the judge? Aside from the defendants who had actually spoken to this judge behind the claimant's back, to have, the verdict that was set against them. We're talking now about Wirral Metropolitan Borough Council that attacked this woman, this old woman. It's in their favour for this Judge Hennessy to have QC rights, judgment, sentence, verdict overruled. And this is what the judge did for the interests of the local council, Wirral Metropolitan Borough Council. This is how iniquitous this judge is, and the court, because the court is well informed and has been now for, 2 years? Continuously informed, not just once, but continuously informed that this judge is a criminal because she has committed a criminal act. Gross misconduct in public office is a criminal act. What she did is a criminal act. And another thing, being that she has committed a criminal act, we can then publish this as a fact, having the evidence, written evidence, wherever we like. And there can be no comeback of defamation, because the truth is the truth. And as long as we have it on paper, their admission of gross misconduct in public office, I can stand outside the picking courts and shout it, and she could do nothing about it. Neither can the police. Nobody can do anything about it, because the truth is the truth. Now they can try and stitch me up, and they've tried that before. But the truth still remains the truth. And we shall be uploading more and more paperwork. that continues to show that Birkenhead County Court is, with these two judges, corrupt. If these two judges reflect that court. It's amazing you can get two judges, one after another, utterly corrupt. Is that therefore displaying, saying, shouting and bawling that the court itself is corrupt, even to the extent that the administration of the court is owning itself to be corrupt, in not taking these two judges at least in hand, not seeking their prosecution, not dismissing them from the bench, having them to sit continuously on the bench, knowing that they're giving out sentences and speaking against the law. Oh, it doesn't matter because the public pays. If this was your business or my business or anybody else's business and you had staff like that, you'd dismiss them. Complaint comes in, such and such, I'll examine that. Do the courts? No. Because it's a publicly funded body. So it doesn't affect them. Sod the taxpayer, sod them who pay us our wages in order to defend them from the wrong that is in society. Sod them, we'll go for the wrong. Thankfully, not all the courts are like that. Now, I tell you what, it's refreshing to go into a court and see a man or a woman of integrity. One who champions the right over wrong, instead of these Hennessy's and these Powells and others which we shall put up on the internet. Blackguards, they should be named and they will be named. This lot doesn't end here. Alright? Doesn't end here. Hopefully, for this old woman, who I have paid an awful lot of money to defend. I don't know her. I don't wish to know her. But I will defend honesty. I'm hoping that I've got an interview for her with the likes of Good Morning. Is it Good Morning? Or Morning Something TV, of which we shall expose all what is going on. It will be exposed. This is just the beginning. Uploading the material, the letters, correspondence is just the beginning. Right, we'll leave it at that. We'll go on to other correspondence.